Drafting out of the sixth slot here on Underdog Fantasy, I have been capitulating a little bit to big Jonathan Taylor, to big Christian McCaffrey. Although, how about this? I mean, we're probably going to talk about this on ADP chasing. We've seen a flip. I'm kind of surprised by this to actually see Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor flip. I prefer Christian McCaffrey by quite a good bit. I mean, it feels like basically the same bet. But if I'm going to be betting on a running back where the circumstances are not super clean, I probably want to just be betting on the running back who is the best player in, I mean, not in fantasy football history, but it's pretty close. I mean, when you compare the guys that he has played with, Christian McCaffrey, 24 points per game, 24 points per game, 20 points per game, 18 points per game, 30 points per game, 29 points per game, 24 points per game. That's your fading, man. Go look at yourself in the mirror and say, no, I was too worried. He only averaged 3.2 yards per carry last year. I'm worried. I'm so worried that Christian McCaffrey, he got too many touches. He only averaged 6 receptions per game. I couldn't possibly. I mean, the guy was prime Keenan Allen and like late stage Kareem Hunt in one guy. 6 receptions, 54 yards, 0.4 touchdowns per game. Keenan Allen, let's go peak Keenan. So let's go career. What is this? Looks like the game logs are wonked for him. Let's make our pick real quick. Bowers, Henry, London. You know what? We'll go London. I probably have very few of that. Okay, here we go. Still doesn't have his career logged in, right? I wonder if there's a player ID issue there. So last year, Keenan was what? He was trying to see how many receptions per game. 4.8 receptions per game, 45 yards, 0.2 touchdowns. So he was better than late stage Keenan Allen and Kareem Hunt. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's really this simple. If CMC is healthy in week 17, what running back do you want? I mean, it's fine to want Bijan more than him. It is fine to want Gibbs more than him, right? I got no issue with that. But man, Jonathan Taylor, I can totally tell myself that, like, whatever. Jonathan Taylor can bust with a healthy situation. Jonathan Taylor can bust when all things are kind of in his direction. Christian McCaffrey cannot bust in a normal season. Christian McCaffrey really can only bust through injury. I mean, the 49er season did not go according to plan last year. The season went sideways, and Christian McCaffrey was the number one running back in all of fantasy. So I just find it very, very hard. Like, the deeper we get in a draft season, I'm like, man, CMC can bust, but he can only bust via health. He cannot bust via performance, really, because he's too involved as a receiver. I just know this guy is going to take Rashee Rice. No chance am I getting my boy here. So I guess we'll take Trey McBride, which is fine. All right. Well, hey, there we go. Christian McCaffrey, Drake London, and Rashee Rice. That is how you start a draft. Derrick Henry does have a very good week 17 matchup. That's true, but man, CMC. Yeah, I'm not saying that any of these guys are like, I'm not going to take Christian McCaffrey ahead of JSN or ahead of Puka or ahead of Chase, but I really don't know if I can do a fantasy football season and say, you know what, I'm going zero Christian McCaffrey. It would take a braver man than me. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe I'm just not brave enough. Maybe if you show 2024 Davis the efficiency data for Christian McCaffrey, maybe I'd just be like, you know what, this guy stinks. He can't get it done. But I mean, yes, obviously you are completely picking nits. And there's a reason that these guys are all first round picks, right? Jonathan Taylor can totally average 23 points per game, was doing it for 9 games last year. St. Brown can score 14 touchdowns. Genty could lead all of the National Football League in touches. CeeDee Lamb has been the wide receiver one. I mean, James Cook, I have a little bit more of a tough time with. Kenneth Walker could score 17 touchdowns. Barkley could easily be the running back one if it turns out that everything last year was Kevin Patullo's fault. Devin Achane could catch 100 passes because it turns out that Malik Willis doesn't want to ever throw to Malik Washington or to Tutu Atwell or Jalen Tolbert. Wow. A pick 39, Colston Loveland. That is out of left field. Well, I mean, hey, I would love to get Malik Neighbors with this start. Yeah, Rice at 3.6 feels really, really nice. I'm very hip to that. Come on, man. Come on, PG. You can't take Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors doesn't even have a knee. You got to. Oh my goodness, dude. Okay. All right. We cannot drop this baby. This baby has to be successfully delivered. Christian McCaffrey, Drake London, Rashee Rice, Malik Neighbors. So we have Dart set up. We have Mahomes set up. Really got to hope that I get Judkins, Montgomery, or Tootin or whatever at the next slot. Can't take Devontae Adams. Can't take Jameson Williams. Can't take Jalen Waddle at the next pick. Got to be a running back. All right, JW came from the future to tell me that he watched every possible outcome in the multiverse, and in all of them, this is the one draft that wins if you land the plane. That is a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, but I feel like we can do it. I feel like we can land it. So I think let's go ahead and do it. Okay, Lamar goes. Oh, we are cruising, dude. Wow. We can take whoever we want. None of the running backs went. This is a weird draft. I mean, in terms of making sure that the plane doesn't crash, Swift is probably the safest. Tootin, obviously my favorite, but the highest variant selection there. So I feel like I'm going to take Swift or Tootin here, depending on what Mr. Jay Feller does ahead of me. And then need to start thinking through what I want to do tight end on this team. Man, let's do Swift or Tootin. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Bishop. Well, yeah. All right. Hey, there's a real heart of heart situation. This is a don't drop the baby situation. And I took Bishop Tootin over Bucky over Henderson. There you go, boys. There was a real heart of hearts. If Bucky had no injury concerns, where would he go? I mean, I think this is where he would go. People are very into Kenneth Gainwell, and people think that Kenneth Gainwell and Bucky Irving are going to be a 1A, 1B situation. I don't know if I agree. In fact, I started out the year. We can actually, man, I love this tool so much. Because we can look at all the spots where Bucky Irving has gone and how often I picked him. And if you look at the beginning, I was not taking him very often. You know, February 7th, February 9th, I was taking him every so often. But now you can see with the shading here, the less and the more, I've started taking him a ton more in June and in May. I was hardly ever taking him in February and March because I didn't think he was priced very good in February or March, whereas I think he's pretty appropriately priced right now. Yes, this team is multiple eggplant emojis. Okay. Well, okay, Price goes, so that's a little bit annoying because Price would have been the perfect guy to take on this team. I guess we're looking at potentially Jaden Daniels or Drake May. I mean, a Jordan Tyson fall. Elite quarterback would definitely fit this team like a glove because you don't you never really want to stack with London. Daniel Jones, a value or not? I mean, I would lean no on Daniel Jones. I'm Rachaad White at 63. Is that Jacob Sanderson? Is that a Jacob Sanderson alt account? Are you guys seeing this? Rachaad White at pick 63. What on earth? Oh my goodness. I mean, that shook me. I'm going to take Jordan Tyson here. That's crazy, dude. Come on. All right, I got to screenshot that. And send it to Jacob. What on earth? Does like some site have him ranked there? What is going on? That is preposterous. This is Best Ball Mania. This isn't even like a Chihuahua or whatever. This is a real draft. Had to get running back for Rachaad White at pick 63. Had to do it. Eliminator ass pick. What do I think Tyson's ceiling is with a healthy Olave and Shuck? I mean, pretty high. I think in the back half of the season, Jordan Tyson can consistently rank as a top 24 wide receiver. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably a little bit higher than the market on Tyler Shuck. I think Tyler Shuck is a pretty decent court. I mean, I'm gonna fist pump this button on Drake May if I do not get sniped here. Well, I mean, come on, dude. All right. We cannot drop this baby. It absolutely cannot be dropped. Christian McCaffrey, Drake London, Rashee Rice, Malik Neighbors, Byshell Tootin, Jordan Tyson, Drake May. Justin Herbert went at 73. Oh my God, we're seeing this happen in real time. The QJ Herbert thing. Look at this guy. I'm not even saying this is horrible. But this guy did the QJ Herbert thing at the 6-7 turn. This is unreal. I guess it is hot best ball summer, boys. It's happening. Sadly, I am probably going to have to take Hunter Henry or Romeo Dubs on this team. You know what? I guess if you take Ladd and QJ, whatever. I mean, am I really going to quibble the difference between QJ and Alec Pierce? Oh my gosh. Okay, what is this guy doing? He took Jaden Higgins at 82. This guy's a red badge. What is happening, dude? What? Oh my goodness. All right, man. We can't have this one thrown out. I need this guy to be serious enough to at least not get this draft thrown out. Come on, dude. Don't do something too insane. Coker at 87. Oh, he's trying, dude. This is on the borderline. This is really on the borderline of getting thrown out, I think. All right, whatever. Eyes on your own paper. We're going to do Mahomes here, and then I think we're going to be done at quarterback. I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes. So we have May, Mahomes, McCaffrey, Tootin, London, Rice, Neighbors, and Tyson. He is unique mogging me. I would say as it stands right now, this is not a get thrown out draft. None of these picks are that bad for them to be thrown out. So I'm gonna guess that we are probably okay. Man, I should have taken RJ Harvey there, I think. I think I probably should have taken RJ Harvey there. Not that big of a deal, but I am going to be a little bit behind at running back. Thank goodness I got Tootin. I mean, I feel like we got to take Worthy here for the stack. Worthy ADP 94. It's pick 102. Don't need to take Dart. Don't need to take John. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Xavier Worthy, baby. Shipper. Yeah, I'm definitely going to take 3 tight ends on this team. Not taking Laporta, not taking Fannin means that I'm going to take 3. There's a chance that Fannin gets to me at 115. Like small chance, but definitely could happen. Yeah, I should have. Quincy is right. I should have taken RJ Harvey there. Harvey does make the team better, and I had already gotten the gift with Mahomes, or I'd already gotten the gift with May at 78. Yeah, Jordan Mason could be a fit here. I mean, they're not terrible. Like, I still should be able to get one of Gainwell, Jones, JCM, Mason, C-Rod. Marks probably fits this team. I was going to say this might even be more like a 6 running back team. And then maybe only go, I mean, our wide receivers are really good. The combo of round 3 Rice and round 4 Neighbors is just insane. Yeah, Fannin has been falling a ton. What is going on with that? Is it just like this groin injury or whatever? Yeah, I don't mind Tracy. Tracy, I think for like zero running. Dang, okay, Gainwell would have been a good fit on this team. I mean, I don't. I can I pass on Jacoby Myers? ADP 107. We're about to be at pick 115. Honestly, AC, you're honestly right. Kamani Vidal is honestly sad to say, pains me to say it. Kamani Vidal is probably a pretty good pick on this team. Yeah, just get Rashad White here. The quants don't like Fannin. Is that true? That's stunning. You know what? I'm gonna have to do a vegetables pick here. It doesn't make me tremendously happy. I'm gonna take Aaron Jones here. Aaron Jones gives me a pretty stable third running back, and I could maybe even take him with Jordan Mason. Dang, Fannin going there is a little frustrating. Okay, the guy goes Shaheed and Flournoy. All right, man. I am begging you, Onimos. I'm begging you to lock in. I need you to be serious for the rest of this draft, sir. It's of the utmost importance that this draft stands. What percentage do I have of Bucky Irving? Bucky Irving, I have 7.3%, $845 invested in one Mr. Marquise Bucky Irving. Okay, there is one running back left who is an absolute jam, and I really need to not get sniped on him right now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this is big. Getting Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt for this team, very, very important. Perfect running back for this team. All right, so now we're feeling pretty good because we have got Drake May, Pat Mahomes double stacked, McCaffrey, Tootin, Aaron Jones, JCM, Drake London, Rashee Rice, Neighbors, Tyson, Worthy. Now it's time to hopefully get at least one relatively strong priced tight end. Maybe, honestly, I would be open to the idea of 4 tight ends here. I mean, I don't think I'd have to, but I'm definitely open to it. Yeah, I mean, Ryan Flournoy at 111 is absurd. I wonder, I don't know what this guy is doing. At pick 130, Isaac TeSlaa. I mean, I guess he likes who he likes. You know, it is what it is. Can't be mad about it. All right, so I guess tight end wise, I mean, Goddard is just like the steady Eddie guy. No, I mean, I could do Hunter Henry later. I could do a last round Eli Raridon, I suppose. Seen worse. What's the latest scuttlebutt on Eli Raridon? Pat's Pulpit says the Patriots need to make a move at tight end. Patriots Wire. I guess I will disable my ad blocker. Most annoying thing about using the internet right now is having to disable your ad blocker. On the roster, Hunter Henry, Eli Raridon, Tanner Arkin, Jack Westover, and CJ Dippre. Raridon, the promising rookie, is a versatile option with the ability to serve as a solid receiving tight end and blocker. With Hill, that's Julian Hill, going down with injury, the team could call on Raridon to do more of the latter for the Patriots season if he's up to task. Raridon is probably too fancy. Dang, okay, Goddard goes. So I'm not going to lie, we're hurting a little bit. I mean, this is a huge value on Baker Mayfield. I mean, do I just scoop the Dipperino there on Mayfield? I mean, it's a what? He's going after Cam Ward. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm taking Mayfield there because he has multiple backstacks. He has multiple backstacks, and I kind of already did the missile thing with JCM. Like I got JCM at pick 126, but I can take Otten now. I can take McMillan now. I can take Hurst now. And there was no difference. I mean, I guess I could have taken Chig, but what's the difference between Chig and Gadsden and Hunter Henry, you know? Oh God. I mean, Judy at 135. This guy is tilting me. Maybe we do. Maybe this is a Charlie Kolar team, boys. Could you never know when the Kolar Bear is going to show up. I mean, I am definitely chasing running back pretty hard, but also like one of the things that I'm thinking with a start this good is I really want this team to advance because that Rice Neighbors combo I think is going to be pretty hard to get. Most of the contest, I'm guessing you're not going to be able to get that combination. Rice is a riser and Neighbors I think is eventually going to be a riser. And now we have got built in okay, well McMillan went. That's a bit of a bummer. I was going to take Hunter Henry. I'm going to take Brenton Strange here as our first tight end. And then we're going to take Cade Otton as our tight end too, probably. I guess last year's rankings wouldn't make sense with Flournoy and with Judy. Okay, well, hey, there he took a normal pick. Sam Darnold at 154 with Shaheed. That's a very normal pick. Hey, maybe he's just one of those guys who wants to get 100% of guys. Next year's rankings is a good bit. That's actually a great idea for a video. I should do a video on the redraft channel that is doing next year's rankings. All right. Well, I need to make sure that I get caught. I guess Ted Hurst is like free now, right? Yeah, Ted Hurst is a huge faller. Ted Hurst is down 14 spots in the last 30 days. You know what? Jonah Coleman, I think, makes sense on this build. Charbonnet does not make any sense on this build. I'm probably thinking tight end with this pick, I would imagine. Thoughts on 3 quarterback being overvalued? It doesn't change the base math, which is that a third quarterback and a third tight end just on average adds points to your roster, and because they are adding points to your roster, just makes you more likely to advance. Hot take, I'm going to take Dalton Schultz over Juwan and over Sadiq here. Schultz is he's just one of my favorite picks right now and definitely a high advance rate guy. Doesn't stacking guarantee a lower unique score? It probably does to some degree. I would say of all the parts of the flock thing, the thing that I care about the most, advancement, ADP score, uniqueness. The ADP score is what I want. I want my drafts to have kind of as much unique ADP or as much real time and closing line ADP value as possible. Yeah, exactly. I mean, kind of just like give me Geno or Rodgers, or even give me Brissett or whatever over like a true dart throw at the end. All right. We are about to be back up. Ooh, Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker could be good here. Brian Robinson actually probably is quite good here. Brian Robinson actually is probably better. Do I want to do that? Kamara. Honestly, Kamara is not terrible. It's probably going to be Brian Robinson Jr. though. Yeah, let's do What's Mason's highest? Yeah. B-Rob. Let's take Brian Robinson Jr. Works for me. What is the 10 holes grade? I mean, it's gotta be an F or a D. There you go. Yes. 10 hole has a D, C minus advancement, F minus ADP score, B plus for uniqueness though. So shout out to him there. I'm not exactly sure if 2-quarterback does give you a higher ceiling though, because it gives you another stack. So the big thing for 3-quarterback in the playoff weeks is it gives you another stack. So it just basically gives you another out for a tournament winning score. Wow. Tua, well, he's a Tyquan Thornton guy, guys. 10 hole takes Tyquan Thornton at 178. Okay. This has got to be the Cade Otton pick. And then I need a wide receiver who does not have a week 5 or a week 8 bye. So I can't. Oh, I almost clicked Gunnar Helm on accident, which I guess would have been fine. But all right, now we have our Baker stack in there. What does the guy in the 10 spot know? Oh yeah, got to do hot dog. You're on the turn. It's very hot. You're hungry. You're like, man, I'm not playing that good. You got to go hot dog, sauerkraut. I actually prefer bratwurst to a hot dog, but hot dog, sauerkraut, spicy mustard. Absolutely killing it. Saw Liam say 2-quarterback gives higher ceiling for playoffs in the video he did. Oh, hey, first off, respect my goat. Respect my goat, Chess Liam. To me, that the 2-quarterback versus 3-quarterback thing is one of the situations where it's easy to just say stuff. But unless you are testing it, I think it is just very hard to be confident. And I mean, I don't know, maybe Liam is doing a bunch of testing that I don't know about, but I would guess that he probably isn't. Yes, of course, bratwurst absolutely mogs a hot dog. I mean, everyone knows that. All right. I mean, it's got to be Ted Hurst here, right? By week 10. Yeah, we're going to do Hurst. And then we'll figure. I can't really take Tyquan in all good conscience on this team. Feels like Liam is ahead on a lot of game theory stuff the Sims will pick up on in a few years and then become consensus. I think that is maybe a little bit of a misinterpretation of what the Sims are doing. The Sims don't really care that much about game theory is the thing. Sims just care about what leads to making the most money. Like if you're talking about a solver for poker, like PioSolver or whatever, then yeah, there's a lot of game theory that goes on there. But the game theory stuff with best ball and with fantasy football is just like if you're thinking about it all in a pie, game theory is a very small part of it. The most important thing is points. And that's like 97% of it is like, who's going to score the most points? How do I get the most points in my roster? How do I get my roster from the group stage to the knockouts, basically, to use the parlance of the World Cup, you know? Yes, and I did miss this. Tyquan went in the I did note it. Tyquan did go in the 15th. So, you know what? This is honestly a very Cooper Cuperino team because there is a chance that Rice, Neighbors, and Worthy are not are all not playing in week 5. I mean, it's low. And if Neighbors is not playing, I'm probably dust there anyway. But I think Cup or Surratt or Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk honestly probably makes sense here. Let's do Surratt. Surratt, I think I like a bit more than consensus. And I just read some good stuff about Surratt this morning. I guess I could have taken Bateman. All right. Well, did we land the plane? Drake May, Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, Christian McCaffrey, Byshell Tootin, Aaron Jones, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Brian Robinson Jr., Drake London, Rashee Rice, Malik Neighbors, Jordan Tyson, Xavier Worthy, Ted Hurst, Elijah Surratt, Bretton Strange, Dalton Schultz, Cade Otton. So I guess the looking glass part of this team was taking Baker Mayfield at 139 instead of Chig or instead of Tracy or instead of my guy, the Missile. I mean, the Missile would have improved this team as the running back 5, but I was always taking 3 tight ends anyways. So really the question is, how much more do I need an extra wide receiver? I'm going to probably want an extra wide receiver for Malik Neighbors. But if Malik Neighbors plays week 1, then I'm gold, right? Like I'm sliding anyways. And if Malik Neighbors is banged up, I mean, this team is probably not going to get there anyway, right? I mean, so much of this team is going to rest on Malik Neighbors' ACL. I think that was a pretty good team. 3-5-7-3. Let's go run another one. Let's get ourselves back into another Best Ball Mania draft. Chess is 95% skill. Best Ball is about 50% skill with the draft tool. I mean, the thing about Best Ball is it's a pretty unique sort of skill because so much of it is luck based. So much of it is in what order do your players score points? Because it's not even enough to score a ton of points, right? So like on that last team that I did, for example, if Cade Otton and Brenton Strange do all of their scoring in the exact same weeks, they're not very good picks together. I want them to alternate weeks, but it doesn't really have anything to do with my ability to forecast that. I don't know what direction Dalton Schultz and Brenton Strange and Cade Otton are going to score their points in, you know? I mean, I don't know. Maybe there is a sim out there that can start to quantify that. But so much of it is so much of it is unknowable. How unique do I think a St. Brown, Drake London, George Pickens start is on DK? I mean, it's probably pretty unique. It's very hard to get George Pickens in the 3rd round in any format. Game theory is way more valuable than that. Each game is inherently has its own value, not just players. How are you using game theory to generate additional expected value for your fantasy football teams? I'd be very curious. I would guess that most people who talk about game theory and best ball have no idea if it's actually increasing the expected value of their teams or not. I would guess they are just guessing or repeating things that they heard said on a fantasy football show or read something. Because, I mean, a lot of what people say about best ball is just guessing, right? They don't really know. I don't, I can say things that I think, but there are a lot of spots in fantasy football and in best ball that I don't know. All right. Drafting in a Best Ball Mania out of the 6th slot with Surface Gnome, Rico Law, Siegs 41, TD Magnet, Par 3, Raw Zone, Spungos, M. Kirkland 12, Carragher AGTX1, Sabertooth, and I'm Dirty Dan. Potentially a spot to take Christian McCaffrey. around. Again, we'll see. Do I want to do back-to-back McCaffrey team? I mean, I like Christian McCaffrey. Yep, I'm going to do it again. We're going to take Christian McCaffrey again. The real question is it better to spread your exposures or have guys you like to draft? I mean, the thing about exposures is it doesn't change the overall expected value of a team or your portfolio. That is just about risk tolerance. Do you care if you get smoked in a given year? If you don't want to get smoked, you should have more diversified exposures. If you don't mind getting some of the extra risk, then no big deal. You could have drafted the exact winning lineup from the last year 10 times and it probably wouldn't have made it to the finals. Correct. I remember I ran this the year that Karain won. So the year that Karain won Best Ball Mania, I looked at every player rounds 1 through 18 who had the highest week 17 score. So the highest week 17 score in round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, et cetera, et cetera. Had you drafted the highest week 17 score in each round, on the balance of probability, you would not have made it out of your 12-man pod. So it's just a pretty difficult game. It's why I don't do too much obsessing about like week 17 correlations and stuff. I mean, you want to have stacks because you want to have a lineup that makes sense in week 17, right? That can add its points in together. I mean, are we going to get blessed again? Are we going to get blessed with Kenneth Walker? I mean, probably not, but maybe. Do you prefer picking your own stocks or do you prefer the S&P 500 index? Yeah, it's been a long time since I bought an individual stock. That was such COVID summer stuff. All right, we're going to do the old men of the apocalypse, Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry together. Sounds like best ball is a losing endeavor based on the last 5 minutes of your chat. I would definitely disagree with that. It's just you are going to have to live 400 lifetimes to realize your expected value the way these tournaments go. I mean, that just is what it is. It's a giant tournament that you realistically can. I mean, what's the math is an average best ball draft, an average, like someone who is average skill at best ball can expect to make the finals once every 8 years, or like once every 7.8 years or whatever. And if you're the best ball player in the world, given like advance rates and everything, I mean, you can expect to win once in like 15 lifetimes or something. I mean, it's completely insane. I would be kind of interested in taking Trey McBride here. Not very interested in taking Olave here. Maybe Brees, hoping for McCaffrey. Would be interesting to see a perfectly balanced 8.5% exposures performance. I am going to take Trey McBride here. No, let's save it. Let's do Olave. Let's do Olave. Hard to have your wide receiver 1 coming around 4. My portfolio was pretty close to the perfectly balanced 8.5% last year. For instance, would you rather have a player play Seattle and Houston in week 16 or 17, or have a player in the same tier play Arizona or Dallas? Yeah, but that's not game theory. That's not game theory at all. That's just like player projection. That should come. That really should be just in your ranks. And I mean, it would depend. I mean, maybe it's also like that's something that we think that we know quite a bit about. What if Seattle goes through a bunch of cluster injuries? What if Houston loses their 2 defense, That's a spot where that's a spot where I'm comfortable saying, "I don't know." And even the best defenses do give up points, it's unlikely that they are gonna have, like, multiple shutouts in the postseason. Honestly, probably should have just taken McBride. You're probably right. I mean, it is free money. But man, Carson Beck is definitely looking down like, "Hey man, would be would be a real shame if something happened to that football team there." All right, am I gonna take Jacobs? Am I gonna take Waddle? Am I gonna take Loveland? I actually think Jacobs is a freaking smash here. Nothing ever happens, bro. I don't think Mr. Jacobs is gonna miss too much time. Personal opinion. Now, this is 100% true. Portfolio-based drafting is nowhere near as fun as vibes-based drafting. I'll tell you this. I certainly had way, way, way more fun drafting in 2024 than I did drafting last year. Drafting last year, I was just like, well, I guess I'll take whoever. It was not fun. I'm having a good amount of fun this year with some stances, not a ton. Ooh, the double dribble just dropped. Well, I will probably knock in some of that. Striker is very confident that Jacobs is not getting suspended. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like 100% confident, but I'm pretty confident that Jacobs is going to play this year. I would love to get Jameson Williams at this price. Come on. Give me the JMO. Jacksonville plays at Houston in week 15, so you really want to advance those Jag players despite a possible bad performance in week 15. Or maybe Trevor Lawrence is just him. Wow, we did get JMO. I mean, this has got to be a McCaffrey, Henry, Olave, Jacobs, JMO start. It's got to be fairly unique. Yeah, I did see the hockey contest dropped as well. Was 30K to first this year in hockey? I'll probably draft a couple. I wouldn't say that I'm going to draft a ton, but I will definitely draft a few of the hockey contests. Notably, the Jags were the highest scorer versus Houston last year. I want to say that sounds right. Let's go Texans Pro Football Reference 2025. Texans won 12 games last year. Isn't that wild? Opposing, yes. No, they gave up 30 points to the Colts. 29. Oh, that was in week 18 though. The Jags scored 29 points in a loss. And what was it? Okay, Trevor Lawrence only had 158 and 1. ETN, they must have had multiple defensive touchdowns. Parker Washington punt return. Oh, I remember because I played Parker Washington in cash that week, actually. I remember. Woody Marks scored. ETN scored. Jaden Higgins scored. Schultz scored. Davis Mills with the 14-yard rush. What a time. What a time to be alive. Yes, the Davis Mills game. Also, yes, the correlation year to year in defensive strength, we always think that we can project which defenses are going to be good, but it is very non-sticky year to year. It's just one of those things that's very difficult to translate them year to year. Hey, no, Parker Washington Cash was not a Nate move. Nate was not about it. I'm going to take Jordan Tyson again here. Is Jordan Tyson a faller right now? Getting him in the mid-6 feels quite nice. What is the current combinatorial ownership of? Ooh, and I have Olave too. All right, Tyson and JMO. Combo ownership is what? 0.4%. Hey, that feels pretty good. Feels quite cozy, actually. Is the episode of So You Think You Can Tout over? Has the big reveal of So You Think You Can Tout? So You Think You Can Tout? No, it's still on. Okay, still on. Any UFC interest? I gotta be honest. I've watched like 3 UFC fights in my life. Not that I have any issue with, it's just not for me. I don't know. I'm not a big boxing guy either. Just never really did it for me. Um, Jalen Warren an option here. Metcalf an option here. Honestly, yeah. You know what? Let's do Jalen Warren, and then I can maybe just be done at running back, or take a fifth one later. I'll go out on a limb and say you don't want to play the Rams defense. Yeah, the Rams defense will be really good, but also the Rams offense is also quite good. So like totals of those games are going to be a little bit higher than you would think, you know? It's just football is a weird game, man. It's a weird game. It's an oblong leather ball that bounces in a strange way. You really never know. What's my favorite week 17 game? I did a video on it. I think the one that I like the most compared to the market is the New Orleans Atlanta game. I really like that one. Also a big fan. I mean, Raiders Cardinals is a huge like that's going to be the who cares bowl. That's going to be the game where offenses are going to be going back and forth because no one cares. I'm thinking I'm going to skip the quarterback window here, and I'm going to take Jordan Addison because I've got the Shuck thing set up, and I've got Goff set up, and I've got Kyler set up, so I can take kind of whoever falls to me. I would love to have Baker down 21 at half to the Rams in week 17, trying to earn himself a new contract. Yeah, Connor knows ball. And it's true, dude. Defensive performance just lets that stuff happen. Like defenses just have bad days all the time. Let's go Dobbins, Pittman. Ooh, Pittman gives us another quarterback. I guess the question is do I have to take a quarterback here? Pick 102. ADP of Goff is 108. ADP of Shuck is 122. I mean, it definitely would be playing it fast and loose to not take a quarterback here, but maybe I should play it fast and loose. Maybe we do it. I mean, I guess for what reason? This isn't really much of an ADP value on Michael Wilson. It's not much of an ADP value. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take Harold Fannin Jr. and we're gonna see what happens. Maybe I just ruin this team. We'll figure it out. Who's the Raiders wide receiver 1? His name is Brock Bowers. Pittsburgh, Tennessee has the feel of a potential shootout with McCarthy letting Rodgers air it out one last time. Yes, that'll be the game. That's the that GIF that people post on Twitter of that old dog digging a hole in the sand on the beach. It'll be that. It's like letting Rodgers eat the cheeseburger before he gets put down or whatever. Achane and Bucky or Jefferson and Rome and Dynasty? Definitely Jefferson and Rome. I think I have Jefferson ahead of Achane, and I think I have Rome ahead of Bucky. So I think the Jefferson Rome side is the giga mega, actually. All right, Knicks goes. Man, this would be sick. I guess I got to get. Where's the St. Brown team? Okay, well, never mind. I'm not going to get Goff because the St. Brown team is going to take Goff, but I will be able to get Tyler Shuck. Pete had a Shuck Roger Shadur team this morning. I don't know about that, brother. At that point, I think you're just giving up anyway. You're just like, I don't know. What's the point? I'm probably more likely to take like Malik Willis and stuff than Pete though. I take wow. Goff snapped off by a no Lions team. That you hate to see. Not fun. All right, let's do. I mean, do I take Kyler? Is there any? Am I going to get snapped on Shuck, or is Shuck going to come back to me? What do you guys think? I'm gonna take Kyler, and if I don't get Shuck, whatever, man. Because this guy, TD Magnet, has 2 quarterbacks. Sedge has 2 quarterbacks. Rico Law has 2 quarterbacks. The par 3 does not have a Saint. I guess Surface Gnome, if he wanted to, could take Shuck and Juwan. Wow, this guy took a 3rd quarterback. I mean, he does have Puka. All right. We're gonna see. Come on. Okay. Well, there we go. There's one. Yeah, Goff unstacked uncorrelated is such a move. You know what's funny is this team doesn't have the curb appeal of the other one, but is definitely better. Bang. All right, there we go. Got it. Kyler Murray, Tyler Shuck, CMC, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Warren, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, Jordan Tyson, Jordan Addison, and Harold Fannin Jr. That's called letting it pay off. That was letting the room. That was masterfully manipulating the room and letting it all come through. Oh, I feel really good about this team right now. Let's go check the grade. Let's see if the old flock computer agrees. B+, B- advancement, A- ADP score, C+ on the uniqueness. 3 quarterbacks is a 17% historical advance rate. 5 running backs is a 15% historical advance rate. 8 wide receiver, okay. Well, it is what it is. Yeah, we do know Fergus coming anyways. It's true. You know, every once in a while you do a little bit of live a little, and it does pay off. This is one of the best teams I've ever seen. Thank you, Striker. Let's just, one time. I'm not even going to be selfish, dude. I don't need to win Best Ball Mania, but man, would it be nice to make a finals team? It would be so nice to have a finals team. All right, we are back up in one more pick. Travis Hunter, the missile. Man, the siren song of the missile right now. I don't think I can turn it down because now I can be done at running back. All different bye weeks for the running backs: CMC, Henry, Jacobs, Jalen Warren, Keaton Missile. That's how it's done, boys. Very seriously thought about Shuck, but you're welcome. Oh, I am on Spain today. I have the Spain money line. I have Lamine Yamal shots. I've got Lamine Yamal first goal. I think that Portugal cannot sustain against Spain having a forward who doesn't do any work. It's too hard to carry a passenger against Spain. You know, it is what it is. All right. Now, I mean, I would take Travis Hunter on this team. Travis Hunter actually probably is my preferred pick. Hunter or Jennings. I know my boy CBK out there. He's gonna be like, dude, I'm judging your intelligence for taking Travis Hunter. I'm judging your intelligence. Okay, well, Travis Hunter went. So I guess Juwan Jennings gives the correlation, gives us, although it's another week 6 bye, which I don't love. Maybe I take one of these Raiders guys, maybe Trey Tucker. They don't have a bye to week 13. I'm just not really into this range of, oh, well, Trey Tucker went. All right, man. Juwan Jennings it is. Juwan Jennings it is. Definitely, I mean, I think I'm good with 2 quarterbacks here. I don't think I want a third on this team. You realize Hunter is a cornerback, right? Bro, don't you know Travis Hunter is a cornerback? Besides Olave, your entire wide receivers chuck it up and 40-yard touchdown guys. I don't really think that's what Tyson is either. I mean, JMO, yes. Addison, yes. All the tight ends just went off the board there, which is fine. That's fine, brother. I've got Harold Fannin Jr. That's all I need. Murray, Shuck, CMC, Henry, Jacobs, Warren, Keaton, Olave. The big issue is that I've got all these overlapping bye weeks at wide receiver. I don't love that, and I'm gonna have to take 3 tight ends, which is fine. I mean, do I have any? I guess I don't have any correlated tight ends left to take. I mean, this is a huge ADP fall on McMillan, who also a huge ADP fall on Woody Marks. I'm a Jets fan. I can tell you Addison is putting up 25 points week 17. Yes. Big part of the thesis statement for the Vikings is that they get to play the Jets week 17 in what could be a game like they're still trying to get into the postseason. I mean, do I take? I don't even. Okay, well, all right. McMillan goes. Let's do Debo. Another one. It's like, come on, man. Debo really isn't going to sign. It's not happening. I don't know about that. I think Debo very likely is signing. Yeah, Jordan Henderson broke his arm jumping over an advertising hoarding. Many such cases. Too bad they can't call up Trent Alexander-Arnold, man. Tuchel has done a good job in this World Cup, but Trent Alexander-Arnold not being there it's just ridiculous. Just absolutely zero ball knowing. All right. Okay, up to a better spot of the game tree with wide receiver. Still a pretty meaningful improvement getting to a third quarterback. Don't need to do another running back. And then definitely need to get to a third tight end. So I guess this is the range to start thinking about. I mean, Flournoy's an ADP faller here. Schultz pretty good here with some week 17 correlation against Jacobs. Yeah, Schultz could be good here. I don't feel strongly about any of these available wide receivers. Kyler can play in cold weather just fine. No hating on my boy. All right. Let's do, okay, well, never mind. I guess we're not going to do Schultz. Let's do Dulcich or Helm. Let's do Helm. Because I was if I didn't take a tight end there, I was definitely at risk of only being left like Stowers, Gesicki, and Njoku, Parkinson style guys, and that is not a range you want to be clicking from. Have you noticed that it seems to be harder to get a strong advancement on the Flock tool when drafting from the 101 and 102? I have noticed that basically the best spots to get the advancements is just from the middle, because that's when that's how you pick up the ADP fallers. Drafting in the middle, 5, 6, 7, you are just going to grab a ton of ADP followers relative to the rest of the room. You've got to put a unit on Balogun first goal scorer tonight. Tell you what, I do have 2 first goal scorer wagers placed for this evening. They are Tim Ream and Weston McKennie. I went deep down the board for the first goal scorers tonight. I kind of think like no this is not even me being a homer. Belgium is so lucky to be where they've gotten to. The US men are so much more athletic, so much more physical, so much younger, more fit than the Belgian team. Like I just like straight up think the US men can like just kind of handle them. All right. Ooh, 2 picks here. 2, 5, 6, 2. Do I have a rookie wide receiver yet? I do not. No rookie wide receiver yet. Dang, Jeremy just went. Let's do, you know what? Yeah, let's do T Ferg. Why not, bro? Little bit of round 16 T Ferg, never hurt anybody. Do I do a lot of slow drafts? Yes. Yeah, I do hundreds and hundreds. Honestly, probably thousands of slow drafts. These Euros don't understand. Team USA will play all 4 quarters. Oh yeah, I guess Tyson is a rookie. Good call. Good call. I it's like fun when you take a guy in the top 100 picks. I guess in my brain I'm like, well, he's not a rookie, right? Okay. Let's do. I mean, I need honestly probably 2 more wide receivers. Right? Good with 3. I don't need a third quarterback on this team. Kyler and Shuck are going to have to get it done. They're going to have to be good enough. Am I taking Keenan Allen? Similar case in stats to Debo. I do take a little bit of Keenan. I think I actually took Keenan in a draft yesterday. I can't remember if I did it on stream or if it was for, because I do pre-recorded videos on this channel. I honestly don't remember which one it was. I am going to take Tyquan Thornton on this team, a week 5 bye. And then I still need a non-week 6 bye for my next pick. I think that should do it. A wide receiver. Semifinals rate, or actually finals rate in this subset of teams is best with 8 wide receivers. It's true. I mean, Cooper Kupp, dude, he is all reliable. It's so true. I mean, the guy is absolutely old reliable in fantasy football. Yes. I mean, doing slow drafts is just the easiest way to lock in volume. If you're trying to do a lot of best ball drafts, particularly if you are a parent, I can't really imagine doing it any other way. Why only 2 quarterbacks? I mean, I feel like I just needed the wide receivers with the way the bye weeks went. I didn't think I don't think I could take Mendoza over Debo. I didn't think I could take, Stroud over Jennings. Maybe I'll end up regretting it, but I'm just gonna need my boy Kyler and my boy Tyler Shuck to get it done. And I'm probably just gonna need my boy Cooper Kupp to be the guy right here. 93 points last year. I mean, I would run that back. Final team: Kyler Murray, Tyler Shuck, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Jalen Warren, Keaton Mitchell, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, Jordan Tyson, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings, Debo Samuel, Tyquan Thornton, Cooper Kupp, Harold Fannin Jr., Jester Gunnar Helm, and Terrence Ferguson. Do I like Knicks this year? Yeah, I like him. I like him just fine. Do you see as many ADP fallers in slow drafts as compared to fast? I mean, it's definitely a little bit, I will say it definitely is a little bit less common in slow drafts to see like an actual crazy ADP faller. And that's kind of the trade-off you make, right? That you just sort of understand that that's the way of the world. And it's a trade-off that I am fine making. All right. Should we hop into another one? Do we want to do another one, boys? I think we shall. Well, wait, how many likes are on this right now? I know a lot of people are still watching Pete's stream. We've got 45 likes. Let's get to 75 likes. That feels reasonable. There's 170 of you watching right now. If we get to 75 likes, I will go hop into another Best Ball Mania draft. That feels fair. You know, Knicks plus Mims. I can't say I've taken too much of Mims. I can't say that Mims has been a huge part of my strategy this year, although obviously I do love him. Can England win the World Cup, or are they simply cursed? Honestly, I do think they can. I did the World Cup preview. We did it on the Swolecast channel with Laird, and I told him, I said, you are too low on England. Everyone was too low on England. England are very good. England, to me, are just as good as Spain. France is a level above of everyone, but soccer is also a strange game. Favorites are never favored by as much as like it's a weird game. It's an events based game, and the events just don't happen all that often. Cape Verde knocks in, a fluke goal, and all of a sudden, they're tied with Argentina. Like, how insane was that Sidney Cabral goal? There's not really, that's like the equivalent of like a punt return touchdown, except the punt return touchdown is like way more common, you know? All right. Another Best Ball Mania draft. We are drafting at the 1.3. So we're going to do, probably a Jamar Chase team, drafting with Justice 1963, Money Mike, the other AI, Broda Folk, Glue Eater, Dave the Champ, Beardback, Largotand, Schnee, TD Magnet, and Pickles. There are plenty of steals to be found in slow drafts. You also get this thing that happens in slow drafts that is not that you literally can't get in fast drafts, which is you get like a little bit of news. Like, imagine you are on the clock in 20 slow drafts and Debo signs with the Commanders or the Raiders or whatever. Wow, Puka Nacua goes 1. All right, I spoke too soon. This will not be a Jamar Chase draft. This will be a Bijan Robinson out of the 3-hole draft. I frankly love to see it. Harry, the best striker, not for me. I still think Mbappe is better than him. And I personally, if I had a vote, I would vote for probably Michael Olise to be the Ballon d'Or winner, but I would not begrudge Sir Harold of Kane anything. All right, so Bijan at 3, which then means at 22, I can just be totally comfortable taking any wide receiver. Boy, would it be nice to get a Bijan Bowers team. I love Erling Haaland, but he's not as good as Mbappe. Erling Haaland has a harder time getting into the game. He's not as good of a dribbler. Obviously a much better header of the ball, more physical, but Mbappe is the best. Messi, also, gosh, how blessed are we, man? Just feel it's kind of just like an all-time. I mean, is this the best World Cup of our lifetime? I mean, obviously the 2022 World Cup, Messi winning, unbelievable. 2018 World Cup, honestly, not as much. France were so much better than everyone in 2018, except France was so much better than everyone, but they were playing so defensive and boring. They were playing with Blaise Matuidi as the left winger. Didn't Rabiot and Matuidi both play in the final? I mean, that is dreadful stuff. Can Norway win it all? Man, I would be very, very surprised if Norway could win it all. They are very shaky at the back. I mean, never say never. Wow, Nico Collins at 17. All right, the Bowers dream is alive. Definitely a chance that we can get Bijan Robinson and Bowers here. Henry goes. Glue Eater takes Walker, fading 2 picks. So I just need AJ Brown and London to go. And then we are going to get the combo of combos, Bijan Bowers. Come on, man. You know you want it. Okay, well, all right. We'll take AJ Brown. That was a bummer. That was not how I wanted things to go. Did not want Breece Hall to go ahead of me. Huge bummer. All right, well, hey, whatever. I will take Jeremiah Love here. I would take Rashi here. Maybe I'll take McBride here. Any of those situations are fine. Yeah, you know what? Shout out to Chess Liam. We'll take Jeremiah Love. Let's look at the base rate exposure stuff right now. Fine at running back, fine at wide receiver. So we're just in a pretty normal part of the game tree here. I don't love Bijan and London together. It just feels like a huge bet on the Falcons, who I'm not really that high on. Yes, the 2010 World Cup with the Vuvuzelas, that was an all-time weirdo spot. I have very few memories of that World Cup. I was not huge into soccer then. I don't even have very many memories of the 2014 World Cup. It was the 2018 World Cup was the first one where I was like a soccer fan. 2016, the Italy World Cup with the Zidane headbutt. I mean, what an insane sport, man. Where are you guys at with Zay Flowers at 28? I have a hard time with Zay Flowers at 28. I am not super able to get there. I know that he's rising and rising, and he is probably just going to pass me by, which is fine. If he passes me by, it is what it is. With that game environment against New Orleans in Week 17, oh, definitely a Bijan and London team could be a massive smash. Absolutely zero doubt about that. You know what? This is a good point that I have not considered, which is that Flowers and Chase is an obvious game stack. I guess I'd not been fully pondering that. Okay. Yeah, I think Declan Doyle is probably going to be a pretty good offensive coordinator. So that is that's a good point. Mexico fans shooting lasers at the England players was pure Philly vibes. Hey, football fans have they got nothing on soccer fans. Soccer fans are completely insane. Igbuka has been a riser while Kyron falls to 39. Honestly, it's a pretty good point. Kind of surprising that Zay Flowers didn't move into that range sooner. And it's not really been news or anything. Man, Jacobs at 41. That's going to be when the nothing ever happens button gets pushed on Josh Jacobs. Isn't Jacobs going to move? Jacobs is going to move ahead of Jeremiah Love when once it becomes clear that nothing ever happens. Jacobs is going to be a huge ADP riser because the thirst for running backs is so real. I mean, I was going to say, I don't even ever really take Tep, but I definitely will take him here. Yeah, you know what? Luther Burden after ADP. Don't mind if I do, lads. Don't mind if I do. This is kind of like we're kind of sometimes in these drafts, it does feel I get reminded of don't get buried by the wide receiver avalanche, dude. Don't get bit, dude. You're gonna get buried by the wide receiver avalanche. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Now the question is, do I want to set up a game stack with JMO? You know what? I freaking Bijan Robinson and Jeremiah Love. Let's do a little game stack, man. Let's do a little Burden JMO. Where did Neighbors go? You mean that's the earliest you've seen Neighbors go? Pick 29? I just got Josh in the last draft we just did. I just got Malik Neighbors at pick 41. Malik Neighbors is like a 4th round pick on average right now. Jacobs being awesome, but maybe missing your week 17 shipper feels a lot better. For sure. Yes. Frankly, I think Jacobs is probably now a little bit closer to like appropriately priced because I do think Jacobs has he's got the obvious physical downsides of his knee being dust at the end last year. I mean, that was people were starting him too because the team, for whatever reason, the team would not rule him out. They kept playing him. I was gonna say, yeah, Jacobs at the 2-3 turn was always a terrible pick. Not the best pick, right? I was not in on Jacobs at the 2-3 turn. I think Jacob tweeted out that when the Josh Jacobs legal stuff happened, that he had not taken Josh Jacobs once, which is pretty wild. No, frankly, my attention span, or maybe in my younger days, Mark, but my brain does not work good enough for this. You guys are going to have to tell me. I am not watching the game right now, so you guys are going to have to update me if anything cool happens in the game. I have got Spain money line, and I have got Lamine Yamal higher than 3.5 shots on the Underdog Sports application. So I need Spain to score, and I need Lamine Yamal to dribble down the field and boot the ball at the net towards the keeper. Okay. This is probably a good team to set up Caleb. I would not hate taking Tyler Warren on this team. Parker Washington at 64. Have you guys noticed Rome falling? Because Rome in round 6, I would be pretty into. If I could routinely take Rome after all of these quarterbacks, I would be very in on it. Like if I could take Rome instead of Marvin Harrison Jr., that I would be pretty into. I mean, I guess I'm just taking Drake May here, right? Yeah. All right. I mean, that not very unique, but boy, does that feel good. I don't have that much Drake May, AJ Brown anyway. That's probably a combo that I am relatively below the field on. All right. Now we are at, I mean, I consider this round 7 area. This is like the most annoying part in fantasy football right now. None of these picks feel good at all. But we're going to take, honestly, I'm just going to do Ramondre for the correlation. Let's see. What do we think Mike Quant has? What does my quantitative say about the Patriots backfield? Do we got guesses? What does my quantitative have on the Patriots backfield? I'm gonna guess. All right, I've got it pulled up. I'm gonna guess my quantitative has Henderson for more total touches, but Ramondre for more rushing yards and more rushing touchdowns. Nope, just quite okay. 194 rushes for Henderson, 169 for Ramondre, 7 rushing touchdowns and 2 receiving touchdowns for both of them. Running back 23 for Henderson, running back 28 for Stevenson. All right. I mean that is that is fair and balanced from my quantitative. What if Chuba ends up being this year's Travis Etienne? I mean, he could be. We certainly have left Chuba Hubbard for dead in a way that is not fair. Realistically, as much as I like him too, don't you think Burden should be going in round 6, or you think Rome should go 2? I tell you why I don't, which is that the upside case for Rome is that he just kind of by hook or by crook ends up scoring a bunch of touchdowns, but I think Rome's floor is fairly low. In my opinion, the upside case for Luther Burden is that he develops into one of the 10 best receivers in the NFL in terms of you can use him at all depths. He generates a bunch of yak. Rome will not generate very much yards after catch. Burden will generate a ton of yards after catch. You know, that's I think the big difference between them. Stevenson is getting too much money, or the Henderson takeover would feel inevitable. I mean, frankly, I think the Henderson takeover is inevitable anyway. I take more Henderson than Stevenson, despite Stevenson being the less expensive player, because very similar to what I was just saying with Rome and Burden, I think the younger, more explosive option is more fun. And I think that the upside is way better. Like Henderson, if the season breaks the right way, given his ability as like a field stretcher and his explosive plays, he can be a top 5 running back. You know, Ramondre cannot be a top 5 running back. Is this going to happen? Are we going to get Alec Pierce a bazillion spots after ADP? Look at this, dude. Alec Pierce, I just took a pick 94. ADP of 80. I don't even like Alec Pierce, but that is a highway robbery. My goodness gracious, bro. That's how it's done. I'll do that. I'll do that all day. That is the easiest way to draft fantasy football teams, is just to let the room do that. This is why all the uniqueness arguments are not convincing to me, you know, because the easiest way to get unique is just to let the room do that for you. All right. Now, do I want to add in? I think I'm going to try and push quarterback and get it to the next turn. And I'm going to take Michael Pittman Jr. So we have Drake May, Bijan Robinson, Jeremiah Love, Ramondre, AJ Brown, Luther Burden, Jameson Williams, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman Jr. I'm going to try to push quarterback around. I might not get it, but I mean, I'm chilling with Drake May anyways, so it's fine. Let's check the construction tool. Slight edge to 3 quarterbacks based on where I've spent this capital. 5 running backs. Actually, 4 running backs has the best playoff rate, but the best finals rate and advance rate with 5 running backs. Interesting that even in a smaller sample, 9 wide receivers is the best advance rate here. And then, yeah, definitely a 3 tight end team. Love the coziness of the 3 tight end teams. Ooh, Hound Dog Monday. All right. What's the farthest or most you won in a tournament? I mean, I think I've got like 30 different finals teams over the years, but I've never won any of them. Actually, probably more than 30. But I have never won any of them. Therefore, I'm definitely down thousands and thousands of dollars in best ball. But you can imagine if the ball bounced my way. Needed a couple. I had a really good finals team. Man, what would it have been? I can't remember if it was, I think it was 2 years ago. It might have been 3 years ago. Whatever the year was, the not the Elijah Mitchell year, but the next Elijah Mitchell year for the 49ers. I had a really good team where Elijah Mitchell got 20 points as the 49ers backup in a game. That was my best team. Burden has world-class efficiency, is a yak monster, hyper-efficient route running, elite separation, and combine that with his projected increased volume and quarterback skill, he has league-winning potential. Mark, my thoughts exactly. And if you can't, I guess, someone was talking to me this morning in the Discord, which, by the way, you can become a member of for $5. You can support me. You can support the channel. You can come hang out with all of us in the Discord. You can talk ball, basically 24/7. We are talking ball in the Discord, and you can come hang out with us. And we were talking about Burden this morning, and they were pointing out that like Burden, from a median projection perspective, just really does not project very well. And I was like, yeah, dude, a guy like Burden is never really going to look that good from the median projections because you got to price in a lot of downside for him because he was a reserve player as a rookie. Like a lot of different ways historically that guy, oh man. Oh, Goff auto drafted right in front of me. That is the pits. I'm going to take Kittle as my tight end 1. That is the other AI auto drafting Jared Goff ahead of me is pretty painful. Dynasty, Burden, or Rice. I think I've got Burden ranked. I bet they're in the same tier. I don't know. Let's go look over at Flock Fantasy and see who the highest is. Well, let me make this pick first. Ooh, do I want to double up on tight end in this range? Concepcion, Higgins. You know what? Higgins gives me another quarterback, so let's do that. Let's do Jaden Higgins. Wide receiver. Rashee Rice is at 38 overall. Burden. But here, if we click to just my rankings, which I guess to be fair, I was going to say I've not updated in a little bit, so I owe everyone an update. I mean, that feels about right. Rashee has been a much better player than Burden has. Burden, I think, has a higher ceiling for sure. I mean, Burden could be like a top 20 dynasty fantasy football asset ish. I agree. Auto draft should be punishable. It's just such a brutal annoyance to be sniped on a value that you want. Sometimes the auto draft stuff works out for you, and sometimes it very much does not. And when it doesn't work out for you, it ends up being very annoying. Do you think people avoiding bad matchups in week 17 is overdone when most teams don't make it? There seems weird to put much weight on it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that many good fantasy players do care about the week 17 stuff. I don't really care that much about the week 17 stuff. It seems just fine for me. Burden has a girlfriend to keep him grounded, and he takes Ubers. Hey, that is a key part of being an NFL athlete these days. Let me tell you. All right, Stroud coming up here obviously makes sense. Need to take at least one running back probably in our next 2 picks, but I mean we feel good about the running back room. I mean if Bijan and Love are not doing it for us, then we're probably Keaton went. What a bummer. By the way, I meant to pop this out earlier. This jersey, this is from that huge Fanatics sale a couple weeks. Oh my gosh. Lost Lost Stroud. Did I lose Stroud to the auto drafter? No, the auto drafter is about to take Cam Ward. All right. We are mad at this auto drafter. All right, we're taking Daniel Jones. Man, getting punished by the auto drafters here, boys. I mean, the thing that is most important that you have to consider for week 17 is what archetypes of players are most likely to be mispriced compared to their seasonal average and what they're going to be scoring in the later part of the season. It's why we like rookies in best ball. It's why we like guys in ambiguous situations. It's why we like players who don't necessarily have great week one projected roles, right? I mean, that much is just certainly true. All right, we're going to do, man, freaking Woody Marks went. All right, I never take this guy. Isaiah Pacheco. What if James Conner doesn't get traded to Detroit? Yeah, I only really think about the week 17 stuff kind of once I'm fully stacked, or if it's like a great game. Actually one of the things I like, let's see if there's anyone. So one of the things I like when I'm clicking through using the flock overlay is when a guy has week 15, 16, and 17 correlation versus my team. So these little purple boxes, like when I have a week 15, 16, and 17 correlation, that's just always a nice little tiebreaker for me. Yeah, I don't really like taking Pacheco. I needed a running back though. I don't like Sharps, and I don't know. I feel like by and large, I sort of end up taking Jonah Coleman there like the greatest amount of time. And I just don't love Jordan Coleman that much. Sorry, Jonah Coleman. Like, I think Jonah Coleman to me is probably like I don't know, a 7%er. I don't want to have 13% of Jonah Coleman by any means. And I think with Kittle, I'm also probably saving it at tight end. I mean, maybe I could have taken Hunter Henry there. Hunter Henry, like, he's fine, but he was far and away the best pass catching option on the team last year. He had the 2 touchdown game. I mean, just a lot of very, very replaceable results. A lot of 6s, a lot of 7s, a lot of 9s, a lot of 10s in there for Hunter Henry. I mean, the dude is 32 years old. Like, I don't know why. Yeah, I feel like this is also true. That's just like a very common combinatorial pairing, and he's fine. He's fine. But I wouldn't say for me he comes preloaded. Like, I definitely like Gadsden better than him. Now, I would take Jonah Coleman. If it comes all the way back around, I will probably take Jonah Coleman. Yes. Hello to guest judge Davis Maddock. Yeah, big deal. Big deal tomorrow. Gonna be a huge stream tomorrow. All 5 of the remaining So You Think You Can Tout contestants are going to be on the Davis Maddock channel tomorrow. We're going to do a massive stream. No Swolecast tomorrow. And we're going to do a massive stream where all 5 of the remaining contestants come on and draft a best ball team with me. Good luck to them in advance. This is definitely going to be a 3 tight. You know what? I don't want to get snapped off. I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers here. This team definitely needed to be a 3 quarterback team, given that Daniel Jones is my quarterback too. Don't feel that great about him making it through the course of the season. And I took Michael Pittman Jr. Did I hear about Emo failing Bayesian theory and allowing a competitor back in? No, I didn't get to watch because I have been streaming the entire time. Now, the question is, do I want to take... Okay, well, no, got solved for me. Let's do... I'm going to take Dylan Sampson. Dylan Sampson, one of my favorite running back 5s, and going to push it even further at tight end because I know that I'm taking 2. No, we're doing it on my channel. So tomorrow starting at 1:30 p.m. Central, we're going to do the So You Think Here. You know what? I'll go create it on StreamYard right now. Live stream, Davis Mattek channel, Davis Mattek on Twitch. So you think you can tout better than Davis Mattek? Parentheses, you can't. Schedule for tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. See you guys there. See you guys there tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. Imagine cutting a guy who ends up shipping a contest with his draft. You love to see it. Are people saying there was a red card in this game? Was there a red card? No, right? What's happening? How many shots does Lamine Yamal have, by the way? Lamine Yamal only has one. All right, don't love that. Yes, the winner of this match does indeed get the sole control of the Iberian Peninsula. No, I'm not going to mentor them. I'm going to. This is exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be dunking on all the middle school touts. So I feel like honestly, Pete took it pretty easy on them, letting them interview each other the way he did it on his channel. Not me, boss. No. They are not getting away with that one. They are going to have to feel what it's like to try and be Pete, to try and be Levitan, to try and be Sam, to try and be Karain. They're going to have to come on. They're going to have to know ball. They're going to have opinions. Time for them to feel what it's really like. All right. What do we got here? I've got a 3-5-6-1. Definitely need another tight end. All right, well, let's take Freiermuth first, and then I guess I can wait. Dude, you cannot get Terrence Ferguson in this economy anymore. Yeah, I might even, you know what? It's a good reminder, Shady. I should put on a State Farm polo for tomorrow. I bet I can find one. All right, I'm going to save tight end for the very end. I'm going to take a wide receiver. I've got Drake May, Daniel Jones, and Aaron Rodgers. Honestly, I just don't really want to take Kayshon Boutte. But I guess no, I've already got all these quarterbacks stacked, so I can take whoever. I'm going to take Elijah Surratt. No, I'm going to take Jalen Knoll. And then we'll save it for quarterback. So you think you can Davis Mattek? That's what they're saying. Wow, still no goals in this game, huh? What's the stats say? 0.96 XG for Spain. All right. Well, I take a Daniel Olmo goal. Loser gets the State Farm polo. Yeah, and then this is on me, obviously, but I will be recording the judging segment later in the week with Peter when I'm literally in the mountains. I'm going to be like in the Grand Canyon recording with Peter. Man, I tell you what, I bet PPR Tyler is wishing that he would not have badmouthed me. Honestly, very, very poor game theory. I told Tyler to learn to read a book. He goes on his show, badmouths me, and then realizes that I'm going to be his judge. Tough scene. I tell you what, the guy I'm rooting for is Cups. The guy I want to do very well is Cups, because Cups is He's got the ball knowledge. He knows the math. He knows the data. Handsome guy. Feels like he should be a natural at it, but streaming and best ball is a different game. You know, not easy. Okay. Let's do. I mean, I could do. Oh, I know who I'm gonna take. Already know who I'm gonna take. 3 tight end gets me to an 18.7% advance rate. Doing another running back actually actively makes the advance rate worse historically. No real difference. Come on down, baby. We call him the Kohler Bear. Charlie Kolar. Bang. Drake May, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Bijan Robinson, Jeremiah Love, Ramondre Stevenson, Isaiah Pacheco, Dylan Sampson, A.J. Brown, Luther Burden, Jameson Williams, Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman Jr., Jaden Higgins, Jalen Knoll, George Kittle, Pat Freiermuth, Charlie Kolar. Well, Tyler, I hate to tell you this, but I quite literally can derail you because I can say F-, you suck, and I can also actively, like, I could make things hard for you on the stream tomorrow. I could make the content bad. I could make you enter, like, if I wanted to, I could be like, all right, we're going to do an eliminator. Do I still have an underdog promo? I mean, if you use promo code Davis, you will get a deposit bonus. I think you get a, so you get 2 things, I believe, if you use promo code Davis on underdog. You get a deposit match, and then you get a free pick'em, like a free square. How many people? All right. Well, how did I do on this team, boys? Did I do all right? Here's your link, David. Used it and got neither. Well, if you already have an account, it won't work. If you already have an account, it's not going to work. It's only for first time depositors. All right. Bijan Robinson, AJ Brown, Jeremiah Love, Luther Burden, Jameson Williams, Drake May with AJ Brown and Ramondre, Alec Pierce at 94, Michael Pittman Jr., George Kittle, Jaden Higgins, Daniel Jones got sniped on CJ Stroud, Isaiah Pacheco, Aaron Rodgers, Dylan Sampson, Pat Freiermuth, Jalen Knoll, and Charlie the Kohler Bear. All right, David, send me, if you send me a message, I will ping one of my friends at the dog app. ADP Valor and Kolar. I'm here to lose money to Kolar in round 17. Hey, take that up with my quant sacrilegious. All right, how many of you guys have liked this stream? Is there enough to do one more draft? I don't know. How many of you guys are watching right now? What, 213 of you? Yeah, you can ping me here or send me an email or send me a message on Discord. All right. 96 likes. All right, 115 likes. We'll do another draft. That feels very fair. 115 likes. We will knock in one more draft arena. I guess I got to get back to the lobby. Did they drop any new contests for us today? I mean, there's only like 12 in the lobby. BBM, Frenchie, Chihuahua, German Shepherd, but Superflex, Elim, Big Dog, Mastiff, Pitbull, Dalmatian, Mini Gold. I could do the Mini Golden. All right, 120. There we go. What is the logic for drafting Charlie Kolar, but not someone like Cole Kmet? Sacrilegious has never told me to draft Cole Kmet. Yeah, it's true. Well, Cole Kmet also got paid. All right. Do we do BBM or Elim? BBM or Elim, boys? You guys tell me. I will go the way. I will go whichever way the wind blows. Mini Golden, Kolar and Claire are the same. No, they're definitely not the same. Max Claire is probably not like legitimately probably not going to play. I would assume that Charlie, or I assume that Max Claire probably is like legit not going to play. Elim, BBM, Elim, try an Elim, BBM. All right, you know what? We are going to do an eliminator because I have already completed almost 75. So I'm almost halfway with BBM and it is only 30% full. So we are going to knock out an Elim where I've only done 10 and the contest is 27% full. Wasn't Claire drafted higher than Kolar? Yeah, Kolar is on his second team. All right, we're in. Dab K, Artillery Frost, Kachow, Shay, Shady Advice. Oh no. All right, this is all right. Drafting against freaking Shady and Patrick Barnes YouTube. I'm shutting it down. Not even interested. I'm done. I'm done here. It's over. Patrick Barnes YouTube, Soups, J-Dubs, NFL Gem, Benny the Jet, and Behold. Let me tell you, there's nothing I like less than going into a pod and seeing Patrick Barnes YouTube. Just knowing that I'm getting stream sniped. Turn on the plane and go do a super flex. I think to maintain my sanity, I am going to be skipping the German Shepherd but super flex. I got too much shit to get done this week. I pre-recorded 3 videos already this morning. I'm going on my 7th hour of talking about fantasy football by myself at my computer today. I am taking Christian McCaffrey ahead of Puka Nacua off nothing but vibes, basically. Wow. The man, the myth, the legend, the stream sniper himself, Patrick Barnes YouTube. I would say Patrick Barnes YouTube, my friend, you are my number one adversary these days. We gotta be buddy in these drafts. Like whenever they run, like PD posts the buddy, like how many people you drafted with, you gotta be my number one. Whew. Did I see Pat and Greg talk about the insanely bullish coach speak on Ferguson? Buddy, the insanely bullish coach speak on Ferguson. I have Terrence Ferguson Google News alerts. That guy doesn't have breakfast in the morning without me knowing about it. There's nothing going on with Patrick Ferguson that would be new to me. Yeah, I've not cooked up eliminator rankings, so this is mostly just vibes for me. Vibes and a little bit of thinking about eliminator rankings. Wow, I said Patrick Ferguson. That's too good. They are saying if there's one thing they're going to know about me at the end of this year, it'll be that No one touted the third string tight end on the Rams more loudly and overtly than me. Buddy, that's the eliminator, man. Let me tell you how bad things are about to get at the running. You have no idea how bad things are about to get at the running back position if you think that Lamb at 16. Like wait until you see some of the picks that get made here. I'm also taking Jeremiah Love. So the Chargers schedule, or sorry, the Cardinals schedule. I remember looking at this the other day. It actually opens up in a way that so they do play the Seahawks week 2, but Chargers week 1 and then the 49ers week 3 and the Giants week 4. It's in terms of how it could have started the season could definitely be. I mean, the Seahawks game is going to be bad. Now the question is, do I take ETN or Kyron? Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna take whichever running back is there. Honestly. Yeah, you are gonna need a lot of that. All right. Kyron slop detected. Kyron over George Pickens. And just let the room do what it does. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I mean, taking Kyron over Pickens feels pretty bad, but do you know what feels worse? When later in the draft, you have to take Tony Pollard over Carnell Tate because that's the way it goes. Yeah, David, there you go. David Montgomery at pick 31. It's some of the things that happen in the Elam, like regular Best Ball Mania drafts are super running back heavy, and this is in like running back heavy like you would not believe. And some of it is definitely people trying to draft like the Sims are in their head, and the Sims are very much not in their head. So it's just kind of funny. But I mean, Kyron at 28 over George Pickens feels pretty bad. Frankly, Jeremiah Love at 21, I actually think is more or less fine. Some of the ball knowers are starting to be in on. I mean, Liam loves Jeremiah Love. You know who else loves Jeremiah Love, which I thought was quite surprising? Mike Mike Clay. That combo is extinct on Eliminator. Yeah, it's not great. Genty loved Devonta. I mean, hey, it is a pretty crazy start. I mean, some of the things that you get to do in the Eliminator. I tell you what, if this ends up being a bad year in fantasy football for early running back starts, people who have courage in the Elim could just be absolutely printing. Like if you were like, you know what, I'm gonna do hero running back or zero running back. Yes, Mike Quant currently has a short form video going around talking about being on the Jeremiah Love side. I will distinguish when I say Mike Quant, I mean Mike Clay, and then when I say Mike Quant sacrilegious, I will say Mike Quant sacrilegious. There are different quants. Anytime I take Charlie Kolar, I mean, you obviously know that is being influenced by my quantitative sacrilegious. And then you'll also know when I'm talking about my qualitatives because my qualitatives are Patrick Corain and Jacob Sanderson. And honestly, you know what? I think Pete is back to being a best ball bro. I gotta hand it to him. I do think that Peter is back to being a best ball bro. He had a long conversation about Charlie Kolar on his stream this morning. So I'm thinking Pete might be back. Okay, the Chargers the Chargers get to play the Cardinals week 1. I'm definitely taking Ladd McConkey here. That actually was an easy pick. Rank these quants. The Asian guy from Big Short, Jonah Hill from Moneyball, Mike Clay. I mean, you got to put sacrilegious on there. You got if Sack has got to be included. The Sack Shady combo has also got to be on the list. And it should be pretty high. Buying Love is like buying CDOs in 2007. Dang. All right. I was actually hoping to be able to get Tootin here. Because I don't love taking Trevion Henderson. I don't love taking Loveland. I just don't. I'm just kind of structurally opposed to elite tight end. I'm going to take Davante Adams. We're going to double up on the Rams. They have a week 11 bye, which is nice. And Davante Adams might not make it through the entire season, but he is going to be eligible at the beginning of the season. Pete being in on Kalar and you not being in on him means something special brewing for this year. I think it's your year to ship one of them. The issue is that I am drafting Kalar because I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid to miss out, man. Way too afraid to miss out on the I mean, imagine Charlie Kalar. Imagine the Kohler Bear has 2 touchdowns in week 17 and all I have is a Rondé Gadsden teams. Tootin is a bad Elam pick. C-Rod is trash, but he's going to get some run before Tootin turns into CMC in week 5. I mean, that would kind of be my thought. Like, I prefer Trevion Henderson in BBM than to Elam personally. I took a 4th mortgage out on 3rd round. You said Jordan Love. I'm assuming you mean Jeremiah Love. I mean, just historically, this is not true. I think I had like 7 teams live in week 17 last year. Just the way it goes, Michael. It's not hard to make finals. It's just hard to win them. Because you just have no control. I actually had 2 really sick Elim teams last year. I had an Elim team with Liam that got to week 10 and an Elim team on my account that got to week 11. No Michael Wilson, though. Just Michael Wilson was what you needed in the Eliminator last year. I remember my last Elim matchup went, oh man, it was like it was like 95 to 87 or whatever. Like both of our teams were pretty dusty at the end. Year 5, Charlie Kalar and his career high for receptions in a season is 10. Here, if you want the best possible analog for Charlie Kalar, it's this. Will Dissly was a freaking tackle at Washington. He leaves Seattle, and then he gets 64 targets for the 2024 Chargers, including a run after Conklin got injured where, I'm on the clock. This is an easy Ramondre pick. Dissly this season, what was it? The 2024 season. So Conklin gets injured and Dissly goes 4 for 26, 8 for 81, 5 for 41, 5 for 30, 4 for 80, 4 for 47. That's your comp for Charlie Kalar. If there was no 150 limit on BBM for EV purposes only, no streaming value, how many teams would you like to draft? I mean, I guess I would probably just draft like an infinity amount. Like I wouldn't enter anything else because the whole idea is just to win the maximum amount of money possible. And the maximum amount of money available is in BBM. So I would do, I don't know, 500 or whatever. I guess at some extent you'd be cannibalizing your own EV because you can only win first place once. But DK Metcalf is a really good pick here. All right, so we have got CMC, Love, Kyron, Ladd, Davante Adams, Ramondre, and DK Metcalf. Kalar was a receiver in college. He was a pretty good pass catcher in college. What are you guys doing with neighbors in the Eliminator? This guy next to me has a legit 0. He's got just a straight up 0 running back build. Chuba Hubbard as his running back 1. How is the 7-8 turn more gross in Elam? Because the running backs are gone and because the wide receivers don't feel like that good of picks. Yeah. Somehow the Elam gets dusted. You can't face your own teams until the finals. It would still be Giga EV if they didn't remove that. Yeah. I'm assuming that the math would stop mathing, though. Shady, you'd have to correct me on the total combinatorics, but I would guess that if you had multiple contestants entering in 500 teams, like if Shady and Sack and Corain and myself and Mason and Peter, like if let's say 20 of us all did 500 teams, I would guess that you would have to take that away. I would guess that you would have to remove not facing your own teams, because there just wouldn't be enough eligible there. Gadsden was a wide receiver in college. McDaniels, yes. I mean, frankly, Gadsden is one of the picks that I prefer. Davis, you're right that Ashton Genty's ADP rises during streams. Yes, it does. It's inarguable. Ashton Genty's streamed ADP is preposterous. It's so much higher. All right, what do I have set up for quarterback? Herbert is gone. Stafford is still there. Rodgers is still there. All right, so I'm probably chilling at quarterback. I like the stacking stuff. I would be curious what some of the software boys are doing with the stacking. I think skinny stacks feel pretty fun. All right. I mean, Monungai definitely. Okay, well. I mean, Michael Pittman Jr. Oh, you know what? Arizona, week 14. Or Jaden Reed. Well, actually, I don't care about the difference between these guys, so I'm going to take Stafford here first because I could make a case for literally any of those wide receivers. I could make a case for Pierce. I could make a case for Downs. I could make a case for Reed, for Michael Wilson. I maybe even wanted to take Gainwell, but I definitely needed a quarterback at this turn. And I have 2 Rams. I'm definitely a little bit lower than consensus on Bryce Young. He seems like he's whatever. He's so bad at throwing the ball that his fantasy football upside is not really that great. So I just end up not drafting Bryce Young that much. All right, so it was Michael Wilson who made it around to me. Sure. So we've got 2 Arizona Cardinals, but they do have a bye week, week 14. So Jacoby Brissett becomes pretty important to this grouping. With all your Loveland bags, why take 0 Komet? Honestly, just because I haven't really thought about it. The current terms of service still allow you to face yourself, but there's no other option. But there's still something like 1,000 week 16 pods. That sounds right. Yeah, because if it's a 500 some person final, and if it's only 2 of 12, then yeah, there'd have to be a huge amount of week 16 pods. So it's still probably doable. I mean, I would guess if it really was truly random, that it would be hard if there were, 20, 25 people who had 500 entries apiece. It would be hard to keep them all apart, but it could be done. Everyone in the final won a week 16 pod. Yes. Yeah. I'm keeping the light on for Bryce. He looked better once Coker came back. If Brazel, my light is pretty dim. Why am I not watching the Spain-Portugal game? Well, my friend, some people go to work in an office every day. Some people dig ditches. Some people teach children. My job is to sit at my computer and talk about fantasy football. and I'm going on a 2-week vacation starting on Wednesday, and my availability to be on the computer is going to be limited starting at that time. Therefore, you gotta work. Yes, some people even sell insurance for State Farm, and it's important work, and people got to do it. Some people train seals. Imagine that was your job, training a seal. That's the dream. I mean, is Kyle Pitts feels like Kyle Pitts is kind of a good pick here. Mayfield could be okay. I kind of want to save it at quarterback. Kyle Pitts feels like a really good pick here. So that is who I'm going to take. One Mr. Kyle Pitts. Bryce's TD rate is 48% higher with Coker on the field. That feels kind of noisy to me. It could, I mean, it could be good. I would wonder more what his like adjusted yards per attempt with Coker on versus off is. Some people even select Pantone color schemes for their boss's newsletter. Yeah, hey, and that's hard work, man. Someone's got to do it. Man, Mayfield with an Otten backstack week 10 bye for Mayfield. That feels pretty good, right? Am I tripping? Mayfield at 124 compared to like Shuck. He's got multiple backstack options. Tracy would be the best running back. Shakir would be the best wide receiver. I think I'm going to do Mayfield here. Yeah, let's do it. Dude, imagine if Ricky Seals-Jones was still around. Not only was Ricky Seals-Jones, I mean, obviously perfectly named for for our existence, but Ricky Seals-Jones was also my favorite thing, a positional convert. nothing I love more than a positional convert. If you want a great underrated park without the crowds, you should check out Capitol Reef. The well-known Utah parks are great, but they can get real crowded. All right, hey, good to know. I frankly don't even know which parks we are going to. I was not involved with that planning. All right, hey, 6.6 adjusted yards per attempt with Jalen Coker on, 5.8 without. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Bryce was a number 1 overall pick. He's definitely had some moments. To say that Bryce Young has had no moments would be disingenuous. He definitely has. The Azteca was unbelievable last night. I will be man enough to admit though. I went to bed at halftime. They started the game at 8:00. Halftime was 9:00. My alarm goes off at 4:30, whether I want it to or not. It does, I went to bed. I missed. I mean, the first half was certainly the better half. I watched some of the highlights this morning. Got the Gerald Quansah red card. By the way, Gerald Quansah red card, gonna miss a game. Jordan Henderson breaks his arm, doesn't play a minute. How is this Tuchel like live with himself knowing he didn't bring Trent Alexander-Arnold? It seems like maybe Trent, there's like a little bit of an issue in the locker room or whatever. But come on, man. How is Trent Alexander-Arnold not on this team? You've got Reese James. You've got Gerald Quansah. I mean, they played Declan Rice at right back. Like, dude, it's a mess. Darnold. I mean, okay. There is actually a very obvious pick here, but I don't want to say it. Yeah. I mean, how is Diggs going here, dude? Stephon Diggs in round 12 in the Elam. Insane. Buddy, I have no control over the ads. I turn ads on the balanced setting. They do what they do. I have YouTube Premium, so I never see an ad on YouTube. I mean, I've got Pitt, so I definitely, yeah, you know what? Tajay Spears, that is an eliminator ass pick. That is a get you across the line ass pick. I drive a beater, Quincy. I don't even know. It's like a Honda something. I drove for a long time. I drove the same car that I drove when I was in college, and a lady hit me, hit the side of my car. Now I drive my wife's old car. I mean, general strategy for the marathon is the only thing that matters is league winners. Like getting like 3 quarterbacks, 3 tight ends, like advancing, none of that matters. The only thing that matters in the league winner is you have to get the guys who are the story of the season. You've got to get I don't know, like you've got to get the Kyron or the Puka, from 2023. Last year you would have had to have had Jonathan Taylor. I honestly take this as a huge compliment. Literally not a worse investment you could make than a car. I'm not rich. I do not do any flashy spending. I don't make payments on anything. The only payments I have are my mortgage and my student loans. Basically nothing on earth worse that you can do is go into debt for something impractical. Like buying a truck when you have like an $80,000 a year job or whatever can't be done. I'm a poster boy for living within my means. Who is the practical sedan of fantasy picks? I mean, isn't it Tony Pollard? Isn't Tony Pollard the most practical sedan? Or like Michael Pittman Jr. Michael Pittman Jr. might be the Ford Focus of fantasy football picks. Yeah, Pittman, Jacoby Myers, Devontae Adams for sure. All right, we are on the clock. Damn, all the freaking quarterbacks went. All right, I'm screwed. Well, I got to take Brissett here. All right, so I gambled there and gambled poorly because I lost Geno, I lost Bryce Young, I lost Rodgers. I mean, I don't think I could have. I guess maybe I should have taken Rodgers at 148. Cooper Kupp. I promise you, if I win any significant amount of money, I am not buying anything flashy. Like the flashiest thing I would buy, I'll show you guys the flashiest thing I would buy if I won a large amount of money playing fantasy football. All right. Got Brissett. And now I'm going to take Helm over Barner for the bye. No, I'm going to take Barner actually because I'm going to take another tight end anyway. This is the flashiest thing I would buy if I won Best Ball Mania. I would buy the real authentic Grateful Dead Lithuania basketball jerseys. So if you guys don't know, for the 1996 Lithuanian men's basketball team, or in 1992, the Grateful Dead sponsored the Lithuanian men's basketball team, and so their jerseys were tie-dyed, designed by I don't remember which one of them designed it, but this is what I would buy. I think this legit setup here with the shorts, I think this is like $8,000 on eBay. That is what I would buy. And that would honestly probably be it. That would be about it. Don't need don't need a fancy house, don't need a fancy car, don't need a fancy watch. None of that. None of that stuff is for me. You feel me? I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who would find a lot of joy, and I'm sure there are people who love their fancy watches and their fancy cars and stuff, but doesn't do much for me. All right. Stafford, Mayfield, Jacoby, McCaffrey, Jeremiah Love, Kyron Williams, Ramondre Spears, Lad McConkey, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Michael Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Kyle Pitts, and AJ Barner. Still have Kate Otten sitting out there. What would I do with that? Just vibe, dude. I don't like collect sports cards. I have some. I'll show you. I've got some back there. Like I have this like cool like George Brett one. I don't like do it to like make money or anything. I just buy some that I like. Okay. Did Kate Otten go? Kate Otten did go. All right, man. Sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail. Come on down, Mike Gesicki. Who do the Bengals play in week 11? Bengals schedule. No, Bengals week 11, 2026 NFL. The Bengals play the Commanders on Monday Night Football. All right. Yeah, I mean if a chief won, sure. Yeah, I'd get a Mahomes like shadow box jersey or whatever. Can I explain the construction tab on the flock overlay and the percentages? Yes, I can. It doesn't apply for this contest because it's the eliminator, but basically it is just a historical analysis of all the additions of Best Ball Mania, 2 million total teams in the database. And it basically just tells you, I need to take a wide receiver here. Zachariah Branch, Ted Hurst. You know what? Cooper Kupp, eliminator ass pick. So basically, it just tells you based on the draft capital you have spent, the positional allocations, and their advance rate. So, with these positional allocations, if I took 5 running backs historically, I can expect to advance 14% of the time, 15% of the time, 17% of the time. Basically, honestly, how I weigh it is mostly thinking about, do I want to take a third quarterback? Do I want to take a third tight end? Or do I want to take an 8th wide receiver? Because the running back stuff is the 4 running back stuff historically does not do very well. So I pretty much am always taking 5 running backs. No, I honestly, I mean, I have money in like, Vanguard ETFs or whatever, Jay, but I don't pay attention. I don't have opinions on specific stocks or anything like that. Who do I think will be my highest owned guy by the end of the summer? Probably, I mean, it's probably going to be Terrence Ferguson. It would, frankly, at this stage, it would be hard for someone to catch Terrence Ferguson. There would have to be, honestly, Ferguson would have to continue to be this expensive for me to not have him. He'd have to, it would have to be like I wouldn't be able to take Ferguson anymore, is what would have to happen. I mean, Burden I draft a lot of, Worthy I draft a lot of, Gunnar Helm I draft a lot of, Aaron Rodgers I was drafting a good bit, not really anymore. Here you go. So through 1,021 drafts, 299 teams of Terrence Ferguson, 241 of Burden, 237 of Worthy, 223 of Helm, 218 of Walker. Those are all the guys I have over 20% of. No one else do I have more than 20% of. All right. Probably need another wide receiver here. Certainly need another wide receiver here. In week 11, my team will be down to CMC, Love, and Spears. I mean, I guess Ted Hurst is just the pick here. Ted Hurst, yeah, there's not really a Ram to take. So let's take Ted Hurst as our final Eliminator S pick here. What's our Lamine Yamal shot counter on? Still just one. All right, not loving that. Ted Hurst. What's the bye week there? Bye week 10. That's fine. All right. Final Eliminator team. Matthew Stafford, Mayfield, Jacoby Brissett, McCaffrey, Jeremiah Love, Kyron Williams, Ramondre, Tajay Spears, Ladd McConkey, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Michael Wilson, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, Ted Hurst, Kyle Pitts, AJ Barner, Mike Gesicki. All right, everyone. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to check out my stuff over on flockfantasy.com. Promo code Davis. You guys can get there for season pass now is only $34. So if you just want stuff for your seasonal draft, pretty easy there. Can we actually riff on the T-Ferg thing? I actually have a video coming out on Terrence Ferguson that it's going to come out while I'm on vacation. So there you go. You predicted it. It's going to come out as a video while I'm on vacation. Whose side am I taking in this dynasty trade? Rashee Rice for Marv in a 2027 third. I'm just not that into Marv, so I would be the Rice side. All right, guys. I will see you back tomorrow for the So You